So, um, yeah, Mind Valley University. That's basically the past month so far. Um, and what a 3 weeks that was. Incredible. So it's technically not like week one, week two, week three. So something that makes a little bit more sense to kind of visualize, I guess, is going from week 4 to week 6 because I have been there 1 year before. So everything already felt familiar and also the people felt familiar. I knew who to talk to. I had interactions, previous interactions, built relationships with many of them. But I didn't really keep in touch throughout the year as much. So it felt really like just coming back to where we left off. So and like next year it's going to be even better than that because I will like already have gotten to know them, and then we not only start where we left off, but we have gone like much farther already together, because ultimately life is a multiplayer game, and that's why it makes such a big difference whether you are playing with other high level characters, because those are the ones that gonna like help you gain experience points at a much faster rate, which allows you to level up at a much quicker way. So with that out of the way, I think it's fair to say that these 3 weeks were the beginning of the rumbling that is about to begin, and that comes with the Holy Games, which happens on August 5th. So that's like the Saturday in 4 days. So today is the first. Very exciting. But that after Mind Valley University. So the people that you meet there is probably the most valuable thing. But before we go into that, I quickly want to touch on a few stories that I felt like were worth sharing. So one of the things that is possible in Mindful will apply either for a workshop, which is basically just instantly improved because you can hold as many workshops as you want, but you can also apply as a speaker. So I did both of those. I had like 3 workshops and I had one speaker, and I actually got approved as a speaker. So I was on stage at Mindvalley, which was an incredible experience. I kind of discovered my love for public speaking there, and also the continuation of the abilities that giving a speech just tend to hand you. So it was an incredible experience, and I am also kind of giving away all my templates that I built within these three workshops. I like wish I could go much deeper in that, but not everyone had like their laptops. So I think in the future there will be something like a live series on just going through my system, and this will be more like coaching follow along kind of thing, but like that more in the future. For now, I'm just like super happy about that. But ultimately, the connections were the most valuable thing. Like you see how insane that already was, and that's not even the best part of these 3 week experience, because the best part is the people that you meet there. I met incredible people that feels like I've known them for years and years not, and this is how the relationship feels. That was like, have we been friends for like ever? It's like, kinda it feels like that. So kind of getting all these people together, all these like people who are not there for the first time, who are kind of playing the game of life at a much faster rate, and then something that I liked doing, and that's why I held the workshops and I became a speaker there, is to help others catch up to that speed. So this is what I am mostly doing with my gamification. But there's one connection that I think kind of blew all of them away. So I made incredible people, but one is somewhere like really special. So um, it it even started in like the funniest, like I was like, oh. So we had no idea who we were to one another. But like this one social, I kind of thought I recognized someone, right? Like you're just like, do I know you? You seem familiar. I was like, no, like I've just been here for like 2 days. I literally arrived 2 days before. I was like, huh, interesting. Okay, and then I just like moved on, because I was just like, okay, like I obviously introduced myself and all of that, but then we kind of like went our way because I was like on my way somewhere. So the next day we meet each other at like the same workshop event, and we kind of like connected there. And then as a bigger group, a lot of people invited others to our apartment at MVU. So I was living with we were a total of 5 guys. So it got like it was quite the masculine filled apartment. But we also kind of invited other people over to just have different energies going. But this night we just invited people over to just play video games, right? So after this workshop, we just thought it was like, hey, we're gonna go to our place, play some video games. There's a big party tomorrow, or I think it was the day after tomorrow. I'm not sure. Especially there were a lot of insane parties, which is like a whole thing in itself. Maybe we can get into that. But I wanna finish at least with that first. So essentially, we all went together back to our place and started playing video games. And then someone comes up and was like, Lucas, Lucas, we found someone. We found someone who also likes anime. And I'm like, have you watched Demon Slayer? And it's like, yes. How amazing is that? I was like, yeah. And so it was like an instant bond. And it felt like this was just happening all over again and again. I was like, what? So we basically spent every day together until then. Went to the same events, but like many of them were just like, funny seeing you here. You see, we seem to be all wanting to do the same things. So it was like this pure, yeah. It's just a very nice puzzle, this connection. So that's Laurie. She will be here next week, or like on the 5th of August for the Holy Games as well. So you'll probably meet her, which is also super exciting. And while we are at the Holy Games, let me tell you a little bit more about that. So it's essentially a series of games that are all designed to get you into the flow state. So everyone has a different play style, and I want to accommodate everyone. So if you're competitive, I got you. If you're not, I also got you. Because there are different play styles for this game of life, and I want to provide something positive for everyone. So we have that. We also have a variety of different games. So if you like chess, you can play chess. If you like video games, you can play video games. If you like dancing, you can go dancing. If you like yoga, you can even do yoga. There's a yoga game that I integrated. So including volleyball, dodgeball, some capture the point, which is actually the whole finale of that. So if you play Overwatch, amazing. You know what I'm already talking about. But if you don't, capture the point is essentially one objective point in the middle of the map, and then 2 teams having their spawn points, and both converging together at the capture point. And there we have, I'm like to take games a little bit further than they already are. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have team, like the attacking team and the defending team switch positions. So both will be playing as attacker and defender. But I will always be on the defending team. So that's going to be something interesting because I am on both teams, which I quite and like not only am I on both teams, but I'm also like kind of the person the other team has to eliminate. So if you play dodgeball, like there, I'm not sure if like this is the traditional dodgeball. So let me explain the German dodgeball, which is that you have one person who has 3 lives, and during the dodgeball, and by the way, we're also playing dodgeball, but like some games have similar rules. I wanted to keep things simple after all, and intuitive. So if you understand dodgeball, you will also understand capture the point. So with dodgeball, the one person, the target, the president, the king, whoever you want to call it, has 3 lives. And once all of the friendly players are kind of eliminated, then you, as like the leader of that group, or the one with 3 lives, will go in and kind of also start battling within the arena. Before he was just standing outside of that, but now you kind of like have challenged him. So in a similar way, that is with capture the point, but here the defenders have to defend like a staircase, or like a stair that has like, yeah, a staircase. And the attackers have to kind of capture this staircase, because once they kind of completely capture the staircase, then they get to challenge me to a 1v1 battle in one of different areas. So it can be sword fighting, it can be staff fighting, it can be like shooting bows at each other, in a safe way, of course, but it's gonna be incredible. So there are also trivia nights where, or like a trivia quest where we'll go over different kind of fictional worlds. So one being Batman, Harry Potter, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Codex Alera, Sword Art Online, Aloy with like Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden Forest, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, and Marvel. And these will kind of be a hint on the kind of questions that you can expect. So that's in terms of the trivia quest. And I just quickly wanted to show the flyer. So I think with the flyer, it is quite decisive on like what I mean. And then you also can, like, if you're interested in joining, just scan the QR code, or it will also be down in the description. But like, I'll kind of do that later-ish probably. So yeah, I don't think this is actually public. So if you have this as unlisted, you're just like a few people who are probably already familiar with that. So you already have the flyer, so I don't have to look that up. But like, I'll still attach it. I still kind of would like to have it though, for some reason. I'm not even sure if I'm like actually streaming. Oh, I should be streaming. Yeah. Let me just double check. Yes. Okay. So the flyer is right here. And now we're also gonna move into Notion. Because that's what I feel like doing right now. Let me just do full screen for the flyer. So here we are. This is the flyer. Let me move myself a little bit more up here. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we can, well, I cannot zoom in because then like parts of the flyer is gonna missing. So August 5th from 3 to 10. These are the games. Here is the base ticket for $10. The support one for 30, and then like the first prize is gonna be a quest 2. There will be many more details in the future. So yeah. I hope that is something I'm personally very excited to. And I will also stream that. So during those times, you can actually follow this live here with me. So that's going to be super fun and exciting. Let's actually have you guys vote on the pictures. So I'm going to post some pictures, or show pictures, and you can like say which one should win in that way. So that's going to be super exciting. But now let's switch to a bit more Notion affairs. Let me escape out of this. So let's go here. So I think I'm gonna just share this team space, this workspace of mine. And come on, why can I not full screen this? There you go. So but like do know there are a few cool shortcuts that you can do with the Mac. So in general, this is how I like to view my team. So or like the workspace, but like mostly it's working with people. So that's why I want to like display my crew directly. And then next to that, the values, the vision, the mission, and the strategy. So values is essentially like the compass, the guiding principles. Well, the vision is the thing like, okay, what do we want to do in the long term? The mission is what is the objective we need to hit right now. And then the strategy, what are the steps that we are taking in order to hit that target, essentially. So strategy is taking aim and then like shooting, and sometimes we lose or like we miss, but sometimes we just hit the target. And with every target that we hit, we get closer to our vision. So I'm not going to go into like the vision, mission, strategy, and strategy, the values, vision, mission, and strategy. But you can see here we have Dana, who is content manager, editor, and designer. Actually, she is now my brand manager. Wait, I'm using the wrong keyboard. So brand manager. Actually, brand manager and content manager is the same thing. I just want to rename content manager. So let's brand manager. There we go. So Dana is my brand manager. Then I'm the teacher, the coach, and the founder. And then we have Lorenzo as the editor. We have Thales as the product manager. So he's currently in Brazil working on like going monk mode, working on something. Then we have Lorena, who actually, I'm gonna add a role. So I think something that she can like go into is HR or outreach. I guess this would be sales though. Yeah. So these are the things that I believe she could be really good at. So we're gonna test both of those and see how that works. So since let's assume I want to add someone new, and let's just call this someone Aaron. So we're gonna think about a role of Aaron. It's like, okay, what role would you fit? And we'll have this Aaron person select that for themselves, as well as their location, birthday, adding a picture. And then we have a score here. And the score is explained when I start clicking on new crew. So if you click on that, so Aaron won't have to do this anymore, but like everyone else, he can replace this with a text about himself. Then his personality, which is the 5 different personality traits of agreeableness, conscientiousness, extroversion, neuroticism, and openness. And this is actually just can be seen as ocean. So that's why it's also being used as the ocean model. I want to adjust that. We'll do that right after. So here we can like tell our stories. We can kind of write about our interests, have our ikigai in here. What are you good at? What does the world need? What can you get paid for? What do you enjoy? Then we have some examples for each of those questions. And these will, I think, be mine. So you will be seeing my examples as for the ikigais. Then we also have strength. I recommend the Clifton Strength Test. You can see these different domains that you will be tested on in terms of executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. So very nice to find your role. Then we have a crew reflection. So this is kind of your own reflection on a quarterly, monthly, weekly basis, as well as some challenges, lessons, and then comments from other people. So that is the crew reflection. Then we have the tasks, which are in here. And we have the completed task and the to-do task. And actually, I want to adjust something. So instead of like continue working with Aaron, we're gonna get rid of Aaron altogether. Actually, let's do it like this. delete everything and start editing within here, because there are a few things that I think can be changed. So for example, I know that the personality I would like to order after the ocean model. So we have ocean. And so this will be for everyone now. And then also, this is the cool thing about templates, by the way, if in case you're fresh to that. So here I want to adjust the filter. So crew contains. I want to change the grouping though. So instead of being grouped by the status, I want to be grouped after a date. So I want to have this date. It should be relative. We have the oldest first. So at the moment, no one has something here. Then we see the task on a weekly basis. So for example, if you had something, no date, of course, it's gonna kill it. So let's do day to day. And go back here. And into the crew template, edit new crew. So now we have a today, see? And then we can add something in here. So I'm actually gonna make this template big. So you see this in all its magnificence. Sorry, but I am quite proud of these. So we first have the tasks that have no date attached to yet. All of them are gonna be attached to you, but you can also see who else is working on the same quest. We have the name of the quest, the status, so you can either check it, or if you are in here, you can press enter, and then you can be more specific. Is it written, recorded, processing ready, or done? And then we have the people who are attached to that. We have the date of today. We can see whether it's connected to a like when the quest is due, and then some notes. So that's mostly the task that you're working on. But you also have bigger projects. So for that, we have, for example, here, Osprey. So let's get rid of this because this is a weird one. And I'm not sure why these are connected. So this is because new crew, I guess I have. Oh yeah. I did present that to someone as a test. So here we have the quest, which is the same task, which is still connected to today. But for example, we can call this quest, and this is the cool thing about this. We can have task underneath here, and the task can be, for example, tomorrow, and we have second task. By the way, I'm doing this in a shortcut way, so it's shift and enter, and then I just create something underneath it. So let's do this third task. So let's say this task was done yesterday, the second done task is today, and the third task is done tomorrow. And as you see, it will automatically update based on like the date. Let me check if the filter works. Date, ascending, status, difficulty, perfect. So we can also have a channel, whether like it is YouTube, streaming, Twitch, Kajabi, Instagram, Twitter, Shorts, newsletter, Patreon. Probably gonna get rid of Patreon, podcast, or Quest. So this is kind of how to put things, where to put things. So we have different channels that we can address, and these could just be added. So currently these are my channels, but we can also add other people's channels. So this can all work within like a bigger concept as well. So now you see here under week, we have task, second task, third task, as well as the quest. And we have, this is planned, this is an idea, because currently the quest is under idea. So we can have this quest be on processing. So we are working on, let's say this is done, and we want to have this, yeah, here we want to see the status. Here, for example, we just want to see what's done and what's not. So the second task is done, and the third task is not done because this is tomorrow. So if we now look at Quest, it's all hidden in here, but we can open the task. We see 2 tasks are done. The third one is not. So it's kind of 66% progress. So here we have also on a weekly view all of the tasks that you're doing. And of course, we have the monthly view as well. So that should work quite nicely. Here we have other links if you want to link your social media and stuff like that. And then we have here the financial thing where, for example, you could track your time and see how much you would be getting paid, and like obviously attaching your invoice with the time as well. And then here we have this little paid symbol, and yeah, bank details to kind of drop that, but we're gonna hide this under financial for now. So it's all closed. So that's mostly the profile that you're gonna go through. And we also have the more of the whole Notion workspace, right? Because here we have that. I guess it takes a bit to load. Or are we already at a time limit? What time is it? No, we should have 7 more minutes. So we should still be live. So underneath here, we have all the channels. So currently these are my quests. There are certain YouTube videos, Kajabi, podcast, Instagram, shorts. Not going to go into those, but like this is kind of how it looks. And then, for example, the Holy Games, I can like open that up, see, woo, look at that. And all of these are ordered in terms of time. But this looks a little bit like overwhelming. So maybe I want to take a look at this specifically. So I'm just going to open up the Holy Games. We can attach difficulty. I would say this has a low difficulty because it's like, it requires the planning of 1 month. I can also connect it to a sub-area now. So I would say this is community mostly. But I can also connect it to, let's do holism, as well as gamification, as well as education. So now you see there are these sub-areas connected to that. And we also have the media as well. So in case we want to like reference something. So for example, for whatever reason we want to like check how to win friends and influence people, as like, hey, this nice resource if you want to like make friends during like a community event. So quite nice. So now we have here all the tasks that are like still due. So we have just a list of that, which is a little bit more, it's not too overwhelming. And actually, I think I want to have a grouping function in here as well after date. So let's group date and hide empty ones. So we have the last 7 days. We're gonna hide this. We have yesterday. So I did the party room and the videos explanation, doing that right now. So I can check this off. So these are the tasks that I have today. These are the tasks for tomorrow and then the next 7 days. So now I see everything in here within that quest. So that's how that works. But now I want to adjust this for all of them. So now I'm gonna go into templates, go to edit quests and say, hey, I want a grouping in here that is called date and relative, oldest first, hide empty ones, perfect, done. So this is how, I added a new person there as well. Let's get rid of that for now. Get rid of that also. So that's kind of how the quests are sorted for YouTube. There are specific templates that are just the things that I want to go for YouTube. Gamified life, I know that will be mostly be me. So these are the quests that I get. There's also difficulty level attached to them. So if I were to complete this, right? So we have currently 7 points. So this is a low difficulty. If I were to complete this, you see I have 172. And Lorena, who has none other so far, would be getting 5 points. So a low quest is worth 5 points, but a medium quest is 2. That's no, a 15. There we go, 15. While a high one is nothing. What's wrong with high? Need to adjust something in the code, but it should be more than that. And then we have minimal, which is 2, and we have extreme, which is 100. So yeah, depending on the quest, you get a different score, and this is kind of how we can go through different levels. I actually feel like there are levels attached to that. Let me see. Levels. Okay, I'm gonna add this. But yeah, that's essentially what the Notion workspace is all about. We have also our calendar. So these are the things in terms of social media. Let's go to today. So you see it's a little bit more full. Mostly I'm doing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we can also have like different meetings in here where I wanted to take notes. So yeah, channels, calendar, meetings, and then we have some reflections. So for example, these are my reflections for this year, kind of structured into quarter, month, and do you even see weeks? Yes, you see weeks. So for example, this was my July, with the different weeks attached. So we're still missing the last week here. It's just a way to keep updated in each other's lives. Then here are the tools that I'm selling and kind of producing. Here's a wiki where like terminology, things are being explained, what is holism, gamification, all of that. So you can check that out. Also, this tutorial will be in here as well. And then we have the Holy Game link that is almost everywhere. So more about Holy Game, more about me. We have links as well as this. This is old though, so let's get rid of this. I'll add this later. Maybe the code works, maybe not, but this is an old design. I will change it right now. No, I actually like it here. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. Let's keep this here. I hope this QR code still works. I'm still quite happy about this one. So let's skip this here. We have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Even though we should kind of use X now. Can we do a big? I don't know yet. So yeah, these are the links, the sources. Do not touch that. And this is how I have created my workspace. So hope you found this entertaining, useful, and I went over all of these things for the July. So I think that was one of the most incredible months. August will just like continue right where July left off. I have a lot of people to kind of follow up with, reach out to.